Hello and welcome to Goosebump Cottage. I am Ellie and my husband Arthur is not here at the moment. We have we have had a break in our videos for the whole month of April, more or less, because I had to go away to look after my mum. She is battling cancer and it's a battle that I am sure she's going to win. However, the chemo treatment is pretty tough, so I just want to be there next to her while she's going through it. So now I have returned on a 2 weeks break while she is having a break herself from the chemo treatment, and I was looking forward to see how Goosebump Cottage looks like after a month of neglect, especially the month of April, which is crucial. So for today, I thought I might give you a walk through this property on the west coast of Ireland that we have neglected for a month. So it's fitted to just start with the view. The view is gorgeous. Today is gorgeous. It's an absolutely smashing May day. And this is how it looks like at the gate, just outside the gates. Oscar is there, patiently waiting. We have cut all these willow trees previously, and there's loads of brambles as well that we have cut to the ground, but they're starting to grow again. And I really want to stay on top of them. I also bought a few flowers that I want to plant here just to have a bit of color. This side of the grass hasn't been cut at all, while this side has been cut only a few days ago by our great neighbor John. He did us all a favor. So one thing that I need to do is, maybe today, is to clean up a bit of these walls. There's a lot of stuff growing through them. A lot of stuff is going to stay there. I think my main enemy for the walls are the brambles, which I just don't want. We have loads of them anyway on the property. So this is the right side of the cottage, and the lawn hasn't been cut in months, since winter time. We want to cut it now, but I also feel a bit sorry about it because I think it looks a bit wild, but it also looks very, very pretty. Look at all the buttercups. This corner here, if you have been watching our videos, when we planted the trees, Arthur actually picked up a bit of top grass and he placed it in that corner just because it was barren, just to see if it grows. And my God, did it grow. The trees, I'm very happy that I got to see the trees in blossom. This is apple or pear, I don't know. I could look it up, I could check the bark, but I'm not really bothered. There's apples and pears here. There's more blossom here. So I think the trees are doing well. I think we, in a few years' time, we're actually gonna get fruit from these trees, which is fantastic. I think this one is apple, I think, not sure. The cherry blossom I've missed, but I think it's doing well. And our final addition, we actually didn't bring this from the East Coast, we just bought it here. It's a plum tree, and it looked almost dead when I bought it. It was literally the last one on the shelf, but it's doing well as well. My bulbs, again, if you have watched the videos, I have planted a few hundreds of bulbs in the winter time, and they're growing. You see? The daffodils have already been out. I'm going to show you some of them. They're almost dying. Oh, and also this being the first year where we planted these bulbs, we did expect the flowers not to be at their best, you know, but I am sure that next year they're going to come out bigger, stronger, healthier. But they're here. They're very pretty. They're dwarf daffodils, and they're very, very pretty. And they are on both sides of the garden, which is where I planted them. This side here, I've just cleaned up. There's also 3 trees here that we bought at a later date. This one is doing well. Actually, they're all doing well. This one, we bought it smaller, and this one as well. My God, look at all these buttercups. It's gorgeous. And in this corner of the garden, we have what I used to call wild garlic, but technically it's not wild garlic. It is wild leek. And to be more precise, it is 3-cornered leek. And that recovered as well from all the destructions we've done. And it is doing great, and it is delicious. And also we have loads of nettles, which I expect to have for a good few months from now on. I've already cooked a few meals with them, just the tips, because they're the best. And again, delicious. Now, on this side over here, I was very much afraid that my fig tree is not going to survive. It hasn't blossomed just like the other trees. However, it does have fresh growth on it. So even if it's growing slower, I think this one is going to grow as well. To be advised if we're actually going to get figs from it. And down there, the neighbours planted chives, which are just about to flower. And chive flowers in the salad are absolutely delicious. They look really nice as well. This one is my mint corner. There is loads of mint over here, which I'm just going to allow to grow. I know it tends to take over, but I also eat it at quite a fast pace. I put it in like almost everything. Today, for example, I've made a really nice lemonade, lemon and mint lemonade, really delicious. And plus, I do have the space to let it grow, so why not? We also have a little corner of oh God, how do you call them? Bluebells. And there's a butterfly there with them as well. I don't know if the camera caught it. These ones, they like the shade, so they only grew here, but hopefully in time they will spread out as well. Now over here, the wood is exactly as we left it. Unfortunately, there is no wood fairy that would come and cut and arrange the wood for us while we are gone. But the good news is that we have loads of wood. And it's drying out quite well. If you watched the video about us placing some wood in the garage to dry it better, which is kind of there in that corner, there's a bit left. Bad idea. The one outside actually is drier than the one inside. It's because the garage needs some airflow. It's very, very humid. I mean, it's still usable, but yeah, outside is better. The wind tries it. And now the garden, which is something I was really, really afraid it were going to be full of weeds. Again, we have a few videos on the garden. We don't expect a big crop this year because we have dug out the entire hill to do this. And we're just trying to stay on top of the weeds at the moment. So, ta-da! Some of the beds have been de-weeded, some haven't. And just before I left, because I left in a hurry, I took all the seedlings that were growing on the windowsill and put them into the ground on the idea of whatever grows, grows, whatever doesn't, because there's nobody around to actually water them. And some of them survived, some of them died. I suppose they were also unlucky because the week after I left, there was Baltic weather. It was like a huge cold storm, and it just killed a lot of the stuff. So the herbs that didn't survive, we cheated a bit with them. We just went to the garden center and we bought new seedlings because we just don't have the time to grow them from seeds. So here, cheaters, but it is what it is. And these are the seedlings that we got from the shop. They look good. I need to water them now because it's a very, very hot day. That is oregano, that is dill, 2 types of sage. The survivor, Mr. Senior rosemary plant, who came with us in 3 different properties. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it survived. I still don't want to cut it down, although I should. So I actually bought a new rosemary plant and just placed it in the ground next to it. And the parsley, I had loads of parsley planted, but I think there's some bird around here that likes the parsley roots because it was just taken out of the ground, like not just the leaves being eaten, the entire plant was just pulled out. So I bought a lot of parsley again. Curly leaf, although my favorite is flat leaf parsley. I got a flat leaf plant as well. Here in Ireland, for some reason, flat leaf parsley, it's much harder to grow than curly leaf parsley. So anyway, I just got them all, and if all I'm left with is curly leaf parsley, that will not be the end of the world. I can live with that. And then 2 types of thyme. This is a lemon thyme, which I think I had before, and it's a bit citrusy, very nice. This is the lettuce that I've planted, the cos lettuce, and it actually survived. It's a bit eaten by slugs, but I think it will do okay. The coriander that I've planted from seedlings survived as well. It is not that big, a bit eaten itself, although slugs don't really like coriander. So I didn't buy new coriander seedlings, because even if 3 of these plants grow, then that will be plenty of coriander for us, although we do love coriander quite a lot. Over here I've planted, I think it was about 2 months ago, a strip. I bought it from Lidl. It comes like in a strip, and you direct sow of different herb seeds. And honestly, I don't think anything came out of it. So I'm still going to leave it here for maybe another month, because I can plant things somewhere else. But yeah, that didn't work out. The chives worked. The chives are fine. Flowers again, which is great. The winner of my planting are all the radishes. These are all fine. They seem to be doing well, a little bit eaten as well, but I think we'll have radishes. And the rosemary plant we got as a present from our neighbour, it's not doing well, dying as well. Oh well, maybe we planted it a bit too early. Never know. Then also, before I left, we planted loads of onions, and they're growing. However, you cannot see it very well because this part needs to be de-weeded. I haven't weeded it just yet. This one's the best of them are shallots, and they are doing great. And then the onions, you can see, I hope in the camera, that they're growing. They're all growing. But yeah, another thing that I need to do in these couple of weeks that I'm here is to de-weed the onions. And over here, I actually forgot what I planted. I'm very happy I have videos of this because I need to check what it is. It's some sort of cabbage, because I planted it a great distance apart. If you can tell me what it is, if you remember, you will save me having to go through old videos to actually check it out. There you go, it's here. And whatever it is, it's doing well. It has again been eaten a little bit by slugs, but I think it's fine. And this part here, this is new from last weekend. Arthur planted carrots here, and he just covered it with this because the carrot fly just ate all our carrots in the past. So this year we're just gonna cover them the moment we sow them, and that's it. Over here, this is set up for runner beans because we want to plant this year a lot of beans. They are great nitrogen fixers, and it will just bring a lot of goodness, nitrogen, in the soil. So at the moment the seedlings are growing in the windowsill, and hopefully this weekend we're going to plant them. Surprisingly, my pak choi is doing well. I never planted pak choi before. This was a first, grown from seeds, and I thought I won't find anything from it, but it's actually growing, which is fantastic. And these are the first beans I sowed, I think, in February. The system is not very good, as you can see. That needs to be fixed. But the beans are doing great, which is great. Oh look, there's even flowers on this. Ta-da! That's lovely. So these beans are good. My what do you call it? Lavender. My lavender is growing. My Fibonacci sequence planted lavender, that's why it looks so random, is growing. Again, a little bit of de-weeding needs to be done, but the plants have growth on them. You see? Which is great. They need a little bit of watering as well. Whoops. The potatoes that we have planted again just before we left, nothing happened here, but then it's only a month. There's also a very good chance they're going to rot in there because it was quite wet. But even if they rot, they will still give some goodness to the soil. So it is what it is. We'll see. We'll probably throw a little party if we see some leaves coming out of there. This is the best addition, and Arthur worked very hard on it. It is our 3-tier compost area, which is really the heart, the soul of our no-dig garden. It's not quite finished yet, but we're going to be able to use it very, very soon. Then, this is, well, it's whatever's left of it. Swiss chard, not doing well. A lot of it died. There's this guy, and then there's this guy, and I think I need to cheat with it as well. However, we need to cover it. We need to cover almost everything now because the garden is so fresh. There's loads of slugs, there's loads of big birds. There's also loads of small birds that are feeding on the slugs, which is great. But we just need to cover them like we did with this. This is cauliflower that I've planted a couple of days ago. I have bought this cover from the garden center, but it's very expensive. I think I paid about 26 euro on it. 3 meters long. It didn't go too far. So this weekend we're just going to improvise. We need to find a different way because it will cost us hundreds of euros to just get these guys, and I think it's something that we can just do ourselves much cheaper. Here I've planted purple sprouting broccoli, but only some of it survived. I think this needs some sort of a cover as well. I don't know how well it's going to do, so we'll see. I suppose we'll see. And what else is here? My willow tree, which is not really willow. Both Arthur and John call it a willow. It's some sort of willow, but it's not weeping willow. but that's doing great. It was actually bought as a house plant from Dunn's stores, but planted it outside. Looks good. I think it's going to do well. And let's walk down the back field as well, because I want to show you my berry corner, which is all the way to the end. I am so happy that I got these 2 weeks in May, because May in Ireland is arguably, my opinion, the best month of the year. There are flowers everywhere. The weather can be fantastic. It could even be better than June or July. July is usually bad. If you want to visit Ireland, don't come in July. Sometimes it rains for 40 days out of 30 days. But look at the view from here on this magnificent day. That is gorgeous. And we have cows as well. And also all the plants, like here it's a bit of destruction because we planted our wild meadow, but that's for another video. And here, this one is actually called vetch, common vetch, or I think this might be butch vetch, I don't know, there's different variations. And it's actually a very good plant to have in the garden because it's a nitrogen fixer. But not only a nitrogen fixer, the plant consumes some of the nitrogen it produces, but also it feeds the plants around it with nitrogen. So it's actually really good for you. And also, do you see this foam over here? This is not something only on vetch, you can see it on different pieces of grass and plants. That is a spittle bug, actually. The baby spittle bugs, they secrete through their bum this foam and they cover themselves with it in the springtime as a way to protect themselves from predators. So only for the month of May you can see this foam everywhere around in Ireland. And yeah, if you see it, you'll know it's spittle bug. Don't try to eat it because it's basically pooed by a bug. Okay? There's loads of plantain. This is the plantain. Loads of bugs, of course. We have some nettles here as well. Buttercups as well, but not that many over here. Again, because of the destructions we have created. Anyways, just one time. And now, oh, and also this one. This is lovely as well. Papa. Bird's eye. It's called bird's eye. And it's just a pretty plant. I know it has some medical properties, but I just like to learn about them. I haven't really gone into the herbalism, herbal medicine. It's a subject I suppose I'm interested in, but I just don't have the time, mind power to do this now. Our trees, my birthday trees, they're doing great. There are leaves on this. I think this is beech or birch. No, beech, I think. And the oak trees, they're growing a bit slower, but they do have buds on them. Loads of buds. So there's 4 of each for each decade of my life. Now you know how old I am. And it's great because they have all survived. Oh, look at the leaves on this oak tree. They have all survived. Only once, one morning, we found one a little bit eaten. The bark was a little bit eaten by something, and we got worried. But obviously that something didn't like it because that was it. That was the only time anybody or anything took a bite from our trees. And bird's eye again, together with vetch, they go well together. Loads of it in the grass here as well. Loads of grass. Here we're not going to cut it, we're just going to leave it like this. And my berry trees are great. This guy here, this is a raspberry tree and has loads of leaves. It's doing well. I'm kind of, just to help it, I'm kind of just creating this gap between it and the rest of the vegetation. Then this one here, oh God, I forgot what this is. Something is eating it, damn it. There must be a slug. You see, it used to have growth here and growth here, and all the new growth is being eaten. Must be a slug. Oh, there you go. There you go, slug. I don't have my gloves with me, but I'm totally coming back to remove that slug. Can't kill it really. I'm just going to throw it somewhere else. Even slugs, they have their purpose somehow, besides eating the leaves of my berry bushes. And this one, oh look, it actually has a berry. That's fantastic. This one is doing great. It has flowers, it has berries, and I think it's a blackberry. I forgot. Surprise. So this is it, the tour of a garden that has been left alone for a month. I don't think it's that bad, except for the weeds that we expected anyway in the vegetable patch. I think it's quite beautiful. So if you like our videos, we're going to try to post as much as possible in this next couple of weeks, because after that I'll be gone again. But if you like our videos, please do like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. And also a comment. Sometimes one single comment literally makes our day. So thanks again for watching. Bye bye.